back to another PDNZ. Not exactly doing much about trucks, are we? Yeah, sitting in the shed, didn't wear out in there. Back to this little bulldozer drama saga. You'll see my last video upload. Sorry, I jumped around a bit in that. You'll see the head was off when I was putting the other heads on, and yeah, I didn't quite have it in order, but it's just the camera, how I download the footage, and I don't worry about trying to edit too much. Just going to show you this. Went through the carburetor and we had an issue, as you do. Cleaned it up the best I can, broke the idle jet off. Luckily I had another one of those, put that in, it's all seized up in there. So my little homemade gaskets, put all that on. I went to bolt it together, checked the bolt length to make sure I wasn't going to pop the bowl, the casting. Someone had put the wrong bolts in there because they had heaps of washers on them. So I fixed all the bolts, did all that, went to put it together, it wouldn't go together. Then I realised that the threads were no good in the bowl. So I thought, what am I going to do? As usual, I think it's it's quarter. So I put a quarter course in there. They're normally fine. And I found some studs. Well, that's tricky. Something were in a box. I haven't even touched them. They're the right length. So they'll go in. And I'll go through there. Obviously with the gasket. And there. Oh, that one's a bit short. Right, I'll fix that up. It's obviously screwed in a bit further. We'll fix that. So, alright. One drama after another. Just leave the choke out. See what it's going to do. I have to push it in a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, you just got to work it. Right, as you just saw, I had it running. Yeah, we didn't have the camera on all the time. There's a lot of mucking around. The first carburetor, I could get it to fire, but not continue to run, so obviously got a jet issue in that. So I grabbed another carburetor I had, ready to go on something else, but the needle's not the best in it. It's running a little bit past. It's just something I'm dealing with. I may work on the other carburetor later on, and I will work on it. So when we had it running, we had no water in it. So I've just filled the machine with water, and yeah, for the newbies to all this, make sure you vent the, if you ever do one of these, have the vent open on here. Otherwise, yeah, you'll airlock the engine. So you fill it until it runs out and then shut that off. So I was going to, because the belt, I didn't have that done up last time either. So I've done all that up. I'm going to see if it floods. Put the tank back up onto my pedestal. We'll get a few pulls, and if I can get it running, we'll let it run for a while. I've blocked the water off on the main engine here where the temperature is. I can't put the big engine in gear and run it to get the water pump to circulate the water because we've got a couple of issues. No hydraulic hoses on there, so the pump's just going to pump the oil out. Well, it shouldn't do because the valve's on there, but who knows, anything could happen if the valve's not seated correctly. We can't do that, and we can't start the big engine because of the hydraulic, plus I haven't got the cap off the fuel tank yet. That's just corroded on there and I haven't really done a lot. I think the fuel line's got a hole in it. I think that tank's empty. I can't get the drain open on the back. I'm still arguing with that. Fuel tank's a separate issue. I haven't got to it. So the main thing is, as you just saw, we've had the engine running. So my little valve job, it has worked. That's the critical thing. But if I can get it running for a while, I'll let it run, and I won't let it get too hot. But if I can run it, I'll see what the oil looks like. Probably drop the oil out of it, put some clean stuff back in it. But yeah, we really need the big engine so we can turn it over and pump the water around, but it take a fair while to heat all that up. Right, I'll flick the camera back on if I get it going and show you what happens. Right, you just saw it run. I think the whole video was like 7 minutes, and I turned the camera off. Probably done about 15 minutes worth of running. That's more than long enough without the water pump turning on the big engine. This is all starting to get some heat into it, which is what I wanted. I'll have a look at the oil, see what it's like in it. So that's a donor carb, so I'm going to muck around, put the other one back on and see if I can get it to go, and if not I'll disassemble and go through it a bit more. But overall didn't run too bad really, considering what I've done to the valves in it. It's not popping or banging or anything like that. I mean, they run alright when they're under load. This belt here, I'm going to show me a little trick. So obviously got that on there like that, and here's my starter. I gave it a few pulls by hand, and yeah, I got a bit sick of it, trying to diagnose what's happening. So this is a Mark 10 Villiers, but it's got a reduction box on it. Someone gave it to me years ago, and I've always used it for this. So it's I'm not sure of the ratio in it now, it might be 2 to 1 or something like that, but it's got more than enough power to turn one of those over. I just sit it on the fender up there and just run the engine. It's quite useful when you got dirty points and that, mags, and you know there's nothing wrong with them, they've just been sitting. You just run it for a little while on the belt and turn the fuel on and they'll fire, they'll just go, and then they're away once they've had a run. I have thought about getting an electric starter unit to clip on the fender on the other side where your controls are, because at the moment if you run this on the other side you've got to run a crossover belt to get the right direction. But obviously with no fuel tank or anything on there, I've got access to all the controls, and yeah, it's quite good. But I like to get them to the point where you can just give them a pull and they go. Yeah, wishes are free, but it does work. I see this here is jamming on the bolt just there. I pulled it in and it's stuck. The governor's working. Look around with that. Pulled the brake on the pinion and that seems to work. I didn't want to put it in gear because you can't get it out unless you take the cover off and flick the dogs out. Yeah, so anyway, I'll muck around with this carburetor and I'll give you another update. Right, if you've made it this far in the video, well done. So as you're going to already seen, this is a lot of short clips put together. So I'm going to title this one the update video, which you've already seen. Yeah, I wear a few different hats in life. So I don't use the Peterbilt during the winter. I'm not using it for transport work or anything like that. And there's no shows to go to. So you're going to see I'm going to insert some photos of what I actually do for a job. Sometimes, not all the times. Just been asked to go and help, so it's what I'm currently doing. I used to do it in my previous life for a few years, so I got a little bit of skill set in the industry when it comes to that. I'm not saying I'm any good, but it's just something I can do. So I'll chuck some photos in there. I do not have any film footage. I haven't asked permission to film at work, and I'm not going to. It's not my place, and might eventually grab something, but appreciate your patience. If you hang in there as a subscriber, the summer's coming. We've got a few events we're going to go to with our vintage equipment, so the Peterbilt will be out, and I've got a couple of machines to go and retrieve with it, so it'd be quite a good road trip for that. Grab some footage, and yeah, it'll be interesting what I'm going to load and bring back. It's not for me personally, some of it is, some of it isn't. It's going to do it for somebody else to help them out. So yeah, so hang in there. We'll get through this winter for us in the southern hemisphere, and hopefully as I start to upload, some of my northern viewers, it'll be winter for them, they'll be sitting inside watching YouTube, so it'll be good. Alright, I'll end the whole thing here and sit back and have a look at the couple of pictures I'm going to chuck in, and you'll get the idea of what I do. Thanks for viewing.
Yeah, and that loosens her up enough to get it in the shape. Yeah. And why do you keep that? hole
Yeah,
there.
I wonder why is it over there, the rock?
Yeah.
Why is it
Oh, yeah.
there?
Oh, it must have been it got pushed up, or is it laid down by the sea, or what the hell?